Good morning, everybody. It is March 20th, 2018, 6:40 a.m. First day of spring. It certainly does not feel like spring. I don't even know what spring means anymore, to be honest with you. We are looking at the remaining hail advisories that are going through Florida as we speak, as this low pressure system moves up the East Coast and then begins to affect the Northeast with Winter Storm Toby. Also our fourth nor'easter in the month of March. The last time this happened was 2015, I believe. We had 4 nor'easters in a 30-day period or 29-day period, something along those lines. I believe there's been more snowfall from these 4 nor'easters than ever before, if I'm not mistaken. If somebody wants to look that up and verify, I think that's pretty accurate, if I'm not mistaken. So anyway, you are looking at the hail advisories. Like I said, we still have some wind issues going on in the eastern coast of Florida. This is in between. We got Tallahassee up here, Tampa, and then we have Jacksonville and Orlando. So in between that, basically north of Lake Okeechobee, as this thing moves up the East Coast. Now, as far as the first day of spring goes for the Northeast, check this out. We have winter weather advisories all over the place, winter weather warnings all over the place, especially coastal areas. We have New York City, Washington, Philly, and most, if not all, of New Jersey, including the west or east coast, east side, I guess you could say, of West Virginia, and that would be the west side of Virginia. Also involved in these, also parts of South Carolina. You can see down here, winter weather advisory. As this storm moves up and out of Florida past the Carolinas, there's a band that kind of moves down and swoops down this way. As it hits these fronts from the cold air coming from Canada, it begins to turn to snow, and that is why we are having these issues, and that's why we are going to have pretty significant snowfall in a lot of areas in the Northeast. Philadelphia is in that 12 to 18 range. They haven't had anything above 10 inches this year, if I'm not mistaken. Boston, 6 to 8 inches. New York City, 12 to 18. Surrounding areas of New York, around 8 to 12 inches. Central New Jersey looks to be like it's going to get hit the hardest. We have this band right here that seems to be pretty significant as far as snowfall goes. Central New Jersey, 12 to 18, many parts, and then surrounding areas, 10 to 12. So New Jersey, buckle down for this one. You're going to get hit pretty hard. Chesapeake Bay area, near Delaware, Long Island, and then we have Connecticut, Rhode Island, and then Massachusetts. Boston, again, 6 to 8 inches. West Virginia, you could get 8 to 12 in a lot of these areas, probably an average of 8, and then as you move to the west, 5 to 8, I believe, and so on and so forth for these surrounding areas. Ohio, the west sides of Kentucky, probably might even dip down into Tennessee. It's hard to tell at this point. Also Indiana and Ohio, as well as central Pennsylvania. As of right now, it's showing about a 50% chance of snow tomorrow for where I am. So this thing is kind of interesting. So it's coming up. Let's look at another chart and get some motion here. We can see this spinning here, and then we see this moisture system that is causing the hail and caused the tornadoes overnight last night. A lot of damage that went on in the southeast, tornado-wise and hail-wise. Weather Channel is a good place to look for that. Hail going right through windshields of cars. That's how big this was. Softball size. Crazy. But these two systems are going to meet, and they're going to kind of do a warp deal. That's why parts to the east of the Great Lakes will almost be unaffected by this snow. There is cloud cover, but not a lot of moisture. So this thing wants to come in, barrel this way, and then come up the coast and then move out into the ocean. It's going to be a quick storm, gone by Thursday. The brunt of it will be tomorrow, probably early morning. So those of you that have to travel in the morning, be prepared. Areas of South Pennsylvania will see snow as early as today going into the afternoon, and that's when these coastal areas are all going to be dumped on real hard. Like I said, Philadelphia, 12 to 18 inches, and then New Jersey, this is your storm for sure. Let's look at another chart here. I want to show you why this thing seems to want to come in and then out, and that has to do with this high pressure up here to the Canada, Nova Scotia area, as well as a pressure being pushed from behind on the west. I don't know why this is freezing up. Anyway, here's a look at tropical tidbits once again. We looked at this yesterday, a little bit of changes. It moved a little bit more to the east, but still the coastal areas are what's going to get the brunt of this storm. You can see as it rolls up the coast, it pulls out. So first, it comes in from Florida, and that rotation we see right here, this rotation we followed yesterday when we were talking about the tornadoes, this comes up, and as this comes up, they meet, and they both pull out together into the Atlantic Ocean. So let's watch this. Now, this is current time right here. You can see those pinks and blues beginning to develop right along West Virginia, and North Virginia areas, and then we move west into Indiana and Ohio. Then as we move forward, it begins to roll up the coast. Those two systems meet. We got one here and one here. A lot of this major weather will be out in the ocean. That's good for the Carolinas at least. But then we got the snow. We have Virginia, West Virginia, all the way up into the East Coast, and then it rolls out, and you can see how it kind of leaves the west side. Pittsburgh is involved in the storm, but a little bit more west and northwest of Pittsburgh, and the western areas of New York will be left alone. You can see how it rolls out into the ocean quick, and then by the end of the day, Thursday, this thing is basically gone. Some remnants left over in Boston, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and Connecticut will be the last areas to get hit, including Maine. And areas of New Hampshire will be the last states to get hit. Basically, all the areas that stick out into the ocean. So this is a significant storm. There will be a lot of cleanup, and because of the temperatures, we're talking about a heavy, heavy snow, unfortunately, and that goes for mostly Philadelphia and the central New Jersey that is going to get the brunt of this. I have a few pictures pulled up. Please excuse the distortion. I took these off the TV. I just wanted to grab them real quick. But here are some of those snow counts we are talking about. You could see that band we were speaking of that goes from the east area of West Virginia over the top of Virginia, and then into the Delaware area, and then central New Jersey. You're in that 12 to 18 range. Philadelphia, 12 to 18. Pittsburgh, 8 to 12. New York City, 8 to 12 possibly. I think it's going to be more along the lines of tops of 8 inches, and then you can see northeast Pennsylvania is in that 1 to 3, 4 to 6 range as it kind of rolls up, leaving this area of New York almost untouched. These are going to be snow totals, and then as we move north, you can see it begins to pull off into the ocean, but not before it does some significant snowfall to areas of Boston, and then it kind of tapers off 3 to 5 as we move into Maine. Bangor may get a little more snow as it moves up into Maine, as it does that last push in before it moves out into the ocean. So a lot to look out for here. Winter Storm Toby, our 20th winter storm of the season. That is unbelievable. Today is the first day of spring that we are dealing with this storm, and you can see kind of a timeline here. Wednesday 3 p.m. you can kind of expect this band to be up through crossways against Pennsylvania. I think that's a little different now, actually. I shouldn't even use this picture. Basically just move this all up a little bit above Pittsburgh and then up into this area here, and basically have the same situation going on. Again, that rain band and snow mix band are in the same area. It curves up into Virginia. Roanoke may see snow from this. Greensboro, I don't believe so. Cincinnati, you're going to be rain into snow today. By the end of the day today, you will see some snow, but that will pull off quickly, as again, this is a coastal northeast storm for the most part. And then we have Philadelphia, New Jersey. You know what's coming. Winter Storm Toby's coming. And then we have the 28th, which we are going to talk about later on again today. As we move into the 25th, 26th, you could see this storm begin to develop. It's all going to depend on how this dip goes with the air in Canada to determine whether or not we're going to see snow. Right now it's showing a lot of rain. That's a good thing. That would be a nor'easter of rain. Still high wind rates, storm surge rather. As far as wind goes, depending on how this wants to roll up. And then our next graphic will show April 1st. This is the situation as of right now, April 1st. Low pressure. Could very well be another nor'easter on its way with a lake effect snowstorm. This could be V, or we could even get farther down into the winter storm names once we get to this point here, if you can believe it. But winter is not over yet. It does not want to go away. Here we go. This is April 2nd. So this thing is backing up a little bit, but that means Easter Sunday may be a washout for a lot of the Northeast, possibly snow. So let's look at this from a higher level here and see if we can get our 9 shape. You kind of see it. So this is... they are calling it a nor'easter. Obviously, Winter Storm was named yesterday. Right after I posted the video, they named Winter Storm Toby. So let's check it out from a higher altitude here. We can see this is the remnants of our another storm. And then as we move into the 20th, this is what's interesting to me. Right here, they're showing a lot of this out in the ocean, but you can see how the central area of this low pressure is right on the coast here, and that's what's bringing all that snow down. So any moisture, the moisture system that's in the center of the country moving up is going to mix with that hail and rain situation we just dealt with. It's going to come up here into the northeast, and this area here, it's a little harder to see on this map. They'll probably adjust it after the fact, which is usually what they do. You'll get that a significant 9 symbol that we look for our nor'easters. So this would be our 4th, obviously. And then as we move forward, you can see it's a quick one. It goes in and out, basically 28-hour storm, start to end. Once we start in the north areas of Virginia and the west side of West Virginia, by the time it leaves Maine, that's about 28 hours. You can see here Thursday, and then by Friday, totally cleared out. So traveling Thursday should be a lot better. They'll have time to clean the roads up. But once again, to let you guys go, Philadelphia, you're expecting 12 to 18 inches in a lot of areas in the surrounding, about a 50-mile radius around Philadelphia. The Northeast may not even get touched. You may get an inch in the Northeast Pennsylvania areas. Once again, Boston 6 to 8. New York City 12 to 18. Also portions around the city 8 to 12. Coastal New Jersey 12 to 18 inches. Central New Jersey 12 to 18. Surrounding areas will be 10 to 12 inches. And then Washington, D.C., you are under winter storm weather advisories as well. Could be 8 to 10. I would think around 5 to 8 inches in a lot of those areas. And then West Virginia, once again, the east side, 8 to 12. So here comes Toby, guys. Get ready for it. It's going to be that heavy, crappy snow that nobody wants to shovel. It's going to be really wet, and that's a mix of the moist air coming from the Gulf that caused all these storms down in the southeast, mixed with the cold air coming down from Canada just as that line peaks over West Virginia and the Virginia areas. So that's what we have for now, guys. Just get ready for it. It's coming. 4th winter storm with a nor'easter in 1 month period, all coming to a head today on the first day of spring, with more to come after it. We have a big system moving into the west as we speak. Snow in the mountains of California, snow in Nevada. It's just not stopping, guys. So we will be back this afternoon to talk about it. I will be back after work. I hope everyone has a great day. This is starting in a few hours in some areas. So let's be prepared now. Let's share the information. And that's that, guys. I'll talk to you all very soon. Thanks for listening. Take care. Have a great day.